Hello and welcome. Well, we have got a brand new one-day special. We're starting with filling that mould with goodness because hopefully this will be set by the end of the hour so our Kathryn will be able to reveal. Obviously, we're talking Zuri. You can tell straight away with those moulds because you can see superb detail in there. The colour of the mould, you know it's Zuri. Very, very exciting indeed. It is a brand new one-day special, 20% of your stock has gone already. It's exciting. And of course, our Kathryn is super, super busy already. She's not going to look up yet because she's very busy. But hello, love.
Hello. Do you know, I mixed this before the hour to try and get that poem. We've done it, but you know, because this is a water-based resin that sets, so you can demould it in about half an hour to 40 minutes. That's normally. This has started going off now, so it's a little bit thicker than I thought it was going to be. But you know what? We're fine. We're fine. I'm just going to show you, because I have poured that in there. I'm just going to lift the mould up and down a little bit and tap it. Can you see how that's nicely laying down now? And that will also allow any air bubbles to come up to the top as well. Oh my gosh,
that's so exciting. I hope it does dry in the 30 minutes.
I'm sure it will.
That's super exciting. Right, OK. Hopefully we'll get that revealed, but one-day special. Now, it's super, super, super busy. You are getting 3 brand new moulds. We will start, and these are immediate dispatch. We have got these in the warehouse ready to go. Your first one is a beautiful fairy. Now, Zuri, of course, synonymous now with incredible quality moulds that have got depth, that have got detail. I mean, straight away, that gorgeous fairy. Well, I say fairy, she's not wings. She's your beautiful fire dancer. I mean, you could obviously put wings on her because we've got a butterfly, but I love the way her skirt is moving. This is such an incredible image, isn't it?
I'd love to say she's modelled on me, but unfortunately she's not. I haven't got legs like that.
No, me neither.
She is beautiful, but if you want to cut away that beautiful skirt, if you want to turn her into, you know, a princess or a fairy, of course those wings would look amazing on her. You could also extend on that skirt as well. I think there's lots to play with on this one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. And as ever, the detail is sensational. You know, just the way she's holding her hands are just beautiful. I mean, you could easily turn her into a ballerina. Or any dancer. I mean, dancing, let's face it, it's huge, isn't it? You know, you look on TikTok, you spend at least an hour disappeared into watching people dancing. That could be any kind of dancer you want it to be. So that's your first one. The next mould that we've got, just looking down, the carriage. Oh my gosh, your beautiful princess carriage. I mean, it is a princess carriage. It's a proper, ornate, intricate, gorgeous carriage.
Isn't that stunning?
Yeah, and again, that is a massive mould. When you look at that, yeah, that is absolutely beautiful. Stunning. A quarter of the stock has gone. And then last but by no means least, we have got the incredible butterfly. Remember, you're getting all 3 of these. That is beautiful. Now, the butterfly is only available in the one-day special. I tell you what I love about that, Kathryn, that they've done the wings as 2 separate moulds as well.
Isn't that brilliant? Yes, definitely. And, yeah, that mould, that sample you've got there, Leonie, we've also got the perfume bottles back. I think they sold out last time.
Is that the perfume bottle?
Yes, the body has been used. You know, there is no body to the wings, it is just the wings, but the perfume bottle works wonderfully well, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is amazing.
The other reason I love the fact that you've got those wings separate is because although you can, of course, adapt, you know, whether it's clay or whether it's your resin, you can manipulate it. You've really got the ease of positioning this, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, that is sensational. Have a look on the website, because if you haven't got the bottles, if you haven't got the cogs, they are all available. And on those bottles, 30% discount, Freedom members. The wings are beautiful. They will go. If I just bring her in, I know obviously it's going to be difficult to see, but if you, like, if I just put that, I wonder if that'll work. Let me see. So if you can see, she's the right sizing. So you could actually see, wouldn't she work well with the wings? That would absolutely work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We'll definitely be doing that at some point.
Yeah, yeah. And this is what I love about your moulds and the way everything works with Zuri. You know, the way they mix and match together.
Yeah.
You get so many incredible finish results. But when you've actually collected all your different moulds, you can get so many results. Now, if you do want this is brand new. ready to ship. You have got £11 saving on this. You've got 2 flexes, £34.99. Over a quarter of the stock has gone. This is flying out. 739162 is your item number. Now, that's your beginning. We've then got the beautiful Leo. So we've had quite a few of the Zuri Zodiacs, and I love them because you get your main element, but then this bit is going to give you details about Zuri, but about Leo, sorry, about the star sign, but it also gives you a gorgeous frame, doesn't it?
It does, and you can use that frame on its own. Now, every one of the Zodiacs has got a little poem in there, and of course they're all different because it's different star signs. The detail, once again, within these moulds are absolutely incredible.
That's stunning.
Isn't that gorgeous? And I'm so pleased, actually, because I'm a Leo. And this is my favourite one so far because I just love, love, love that design.
He's beautiful.
He really is.
That is such a gorgeous image. Absolutely incredible. Obviously, you do get the main Leo image and then that beautiful poem. And, of course, that wonderful frame. Only £23.99. Now, almost half the stock has gone on that if you do want to get hold of that. 177851 is your item number. Check the website out. You might have missed some of the other moulds that we've got. If so, check the website because we'll have them available. We have got some deals as well, so if you are part of a Chanda Freedom, have a little look because Freedom members, we've got some cracking deals for you. Brilliant reviews. Obviously, thank you for leaving your reviews. If you've already got anything Zuri, we would love to see what you've done. Seriously, I would love to see what you've done. Now, we've also, of course, got the different castings. So we've got the Helicam on the show for you. We've also got so you've got your Hydroflow, which is, of course, your water-based resin. Is it a resin then? But it's water-based, or is that the wrong description?
Officially, it's probably not a resin, although we do refer to it as a water-based resin. It is absolutely incredible, and the feel of it when you demould it is absolutely wonderful.
Is this it?
That is it. Yes, that's one of the samples that Scott left this morning.
Wow. I love this stuff.
It's fantastic.
Absolutely love it.
And there's lots of things
amazing.
that you can do with this that we've probably not even heard about today as well. So,
oh, man.
Because obviously Helicam were on this morning. Yeah. I know Scott was kind of going through the technical stuff. The metal cast, for me, is going to be a game changer. If you didn't see that this morning, oh, my word.
You need it
oh,
in
my
your
word.
life.
This is going to change your life when it comes to those Zuri moulds.
Yeah.
Now, I've got to admit, because I've been at work every day, I've not had any days off. I've only just received this and I've not had a chance to play a lot, but I watched Scott this morning. I'm confident that we're going to be able to use this tonight.
Amazing.
I'm going to try a few little things. Ideas I've had as well, maybe not during this hour, but during the one day special. There's one or two things I thought, oh, I wonder if this will work, I wonder if that will work. So we'll try one or two different things throughout the one day special.
Amazing.
Live on air. If it goes wrong, at least I've tried.
Yeah, exactly. It's always one of them. If it goes wrong, then you don't do that at all. Now, with your one day special, if you do want to get that, 30% of stock has gone. Do be quick. It's in the building. It's not going to be in the building for much longer at this rate. So first come, first served. 739162. Right, kid.
Okay.
What we doing?
Right, well, obviously, we've got the one day special to play with, haven't we? And I want to start with the Hydroflow. We've still got the Helicam Total Cast Resin on. I don't think that any of the new products take that place because a different product for a different reason. So, do you know what? If you want something quicker to set, though, then the Hydroflow is fantastic.
So normally, setting time, is it a lot quicker than your regular?
It's a lot quicker. With the Total Cast, which is the clear resin, I usually allow it to cure somewhere between 6 and 8 hours, depending on the temperature, because the temperature can slow it down or speed it up. And then I demould because it's still malleable, so I can shape it around vases and around jars and things. But to fully cure, you're looking at a good 24 hours.
Right.
But, you know, 6 hours isn't bad to be able to shape that and work with it. Now, when it comes to the Hydroflow, now, we are being told 30 to 40 minutes for demoulding.
Wow.
But... And that is true,
Yeah.
But I do know that something like, let's say, well, the one that you just picked up, if you've got a mould that's very substantial, a nice solid shape, you're definitely going to be able to demould that 30 to 40 minutes.
Good grief.
When it comes to some of the Zuri, so if I pick up Fire Dancer, you've obviously got those very intricate areas. I mean, the ones we've got on today aren't too bad, actually, although the butterfly's got some very delicate areas as well. You may need to leave it a little bit longer if your mould has got very intricate areas.
Right, okay.
Nothing like the Total Cast, but just play it safe. Because what will happen if you do try and demould it before it's ready, it will crack.
Right,
It needs to fully cure before it's strong enough.
Yeah, yeah.
But, do you know, it is exciting because, well, I'm going to bring in, at the top of the hour, well, I'll bring in 3 things, actually. No, I'm not going to pick that one up. This is the one I was pouring at the top of the hour. Now, because I had to mix it before we went live, obviously because it's a quicker setting, we'll call it resin, the water-based resin, then you haven't got such an open window to work with it. So I could tell it was already thickening up. You saw me picking up and tapping the mould. I'm not going to do that too much in case I crack it, because it's not ready yet. That will release air bubbles. That will bring the air bubbles to the top. Yeah. So, you know, that helps. I don't know whether I got them all out because I couldn't make too much noise with the microphone and everything, but I still had some left and I need to use the pot. So I've just poured some into the carriage as well. But it's nowhere near full. This is going to be another little experiment. I think we'll be absolutely fine, but we'll re-top this up with another colour later to see if you have got small bits, you know, you can part cure it and then go over the top as well.
Perfect.
But we are going to mix
you do want to part cure it. You don't just pour in.
Well, no, the only reason I'm part curing that is because I didn't have enough to fill the mould.
Right.
So when I mix
just
some
because
more,
of time,
when I've got some more, I'm going to pour some on top to try it and see what happens where I've mixed the two together. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So you can do that with the Total Cast, absolutely no problem. But this is a little bit new to me. Now the Fire Dancer, she's absolutely gorgeous. We're going to work with her. Now, when it comes to the HydroFlow, it's a 2-part system. So you've got your liquid, your activator, and you've got your powder. Now, I know there are different bundles available. So depending on the bundle that you go for, the pot may look a little bit different to the one I've got. It's wise to put in the fluid before the powder. Right, because if you're going to colour it, you want to put your tint in to the fluid and then add the powder. Right, okay. Now, it tells you, and this isn't set in stone, it actually uses those words on the bottle, actually, it isn't set in stone. With something like the clear resin, where it's a 1 part, 1 part, 1 to 1, you've got to be really quite accurate, because if you don't get that accurate, then you might find that your resin's a little bit sticky, it doesn't cure properly. With this, you've got a little bit more of leeway with it. So it advises 2.5 parts powder to 1 part of the HydroFlow, the fluid. So I brought my scales, and in typical form, the battery's not working again today. So what I'm going to do is do it by measurement. So I've got some little marks on my pots. So I'm just going to fill up my pot up to the line that I've got. There we go. I've only got 2 mixing pots, and one of them is the one that I used at the beginning. Actually, if I bring this in, you can see how that is. Just tip those bits out. Can you see how it's already curing?
Wow, yeah.
You can use these. You can use all these bits
in mother mould. Yeah. Is that how they get the sort of little bits in it?
Yes, like the stone effect, because you can sand it back.
How they've done that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let me find my other pot. Where have I put it? There it is. Put the liquid in first. Then obviously I'm going to get the powder ready. So I've got it good to go. So I'm using another little pot. I want 2.5 times the amount. So 1, 2, yeah. There's a little bit of guesswork with this.
So it's 1 part liquid to 2.5.
2.5 powder.
Of your powder.
Now I have got a glove on one hand. I should really have 2 gloves on. Only because this is a powder, it can be an irritant. But other than that, you know, it's very, very safe indeed. And if you want to see all the certification, you can go on Elecem's website and you can see everything there. Now, there is, do you know, I'll try and describe the consistency when I come to it, because you'll see it change quite quickly, as I say. Now, something, we haven't got it on the actual show, but I know it's on the website because Scott had it earlier. The Resin acrylic tints are brilliant for adding colour. Right, okay. Now, if I'm working with clay, and if ever I make something that needs a skin tone, whatever that skin tone is, my tip is to mix the colour of the clay to the skin tone, because it's the hardest colour to get right. If you're painting on top of something, that's when you usually ruin it. You can easily paint in the skirt and all the other bits and pieces, but the skin tone is the most difficult. So I thought, you know, I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to mix a skin tone colour. Amazing. So the one that I poured at the beginning of the show, I actually started with a purple, but it worked quite well, so I'm going to stick with it. Rather than going with the red, I'm going to go with this purple. This is Purple Rain.
Oh,
so I'm just going to put a couple of drops in there. So put the tint into the liquid. Now, if you've got water-based tints or pigments, you can try working with those as well. But obviously, the Resin tint are made to work together. So that's not picking up for some reason. Yeah, just put 1 or 2 drops in. It's a bit of guesswork, this.
I'm just going to give you don't need that much, actually.
Yeah. No, you don't. It's very, very highly pigmented. Now let's, oops, that's very, very purple, so I'm going to put a little bit more yellow in there. Of course, we haven't got the white in there yet, so I think the stopper's got a blockage in it.
It's all very, very, very busy. Everything is very, very busy. If you do want your HydroFlow water-based casting, now that one is your 3.5 kilogram kit. You're saving a massive £10.55 there. So if you do want to get hold of that, brilliant. But immediate dispatch is limited stock. Obviously, that's immediate, ready to go out. 265940. We've also got a larger kit as well. It is 7 kilograms. So if you do want to go for this one, I mean, that is huge. Oh, I want this. You're saving £20. $49.95. That is on extended delivery. Going to go out from the 29th to 47158. We've also got the small kit. This is on extended. £5.51 saving, $19.99. 017366 is your item number. Check your baskets out. Have a look at the show this morning for more ideas and hints and tips. Over to you, Kathryn.
Okay, so I've started mixing the powder in. Rather than putting it all in to get a little bit like making Yorkshire puddings, I'm putting the flour in, I'm putting the powder in a little bit at a time. Yeah. Scott had a really good stirrer, which I think is provided by Acrylic. I haven't got one of those, so I'm using an old paintbrush, as I do. So just make sure that you stir the powder in well. You don't want any lumps if you can help it.
That's the thing with this, isn't it? Make sure you don't do like I do my custard and you've got all your nice little lumps. And I suppose the powder, so will that whiten it?
It will, yes.
So when you put the colours in, you don't need to add another white because the powder is the white.
Well, you can get actually a Resin tint in white. So, but I think, you know, this looked very purple because I put Purple Rain in first, then I put some yellow in, then I thought, oh, maybe a bit more yellow. But actually, now I've put the white powder in, it has gone quite a nice colour.
It has.
Now, I can't remember the marking that I did on the jug as to what measurement it is. I think it might be 50 millilitres.
Right.
I think that's all I put in of the liquid, and that's made quite a lot.
That has made a substantial amount.
If you can get hold of a larger silicone jug that can pour, that would be better. I'm using an old soup pot. My silicone jugs are they're just very small. I could do something a little bit bigger. Yeah. So I want to start pouring this now because, you know, it will start to thicken quite quickly.
Can you feel it going?
You'll see it going. Actually, you can see it and you can feel it to an extent. I mean, it's still quite runny at the moment. You can see as I'm pouring it. Yeah, it is a nice colour,
isn't it? It does look like pancake mix. I mean, it's obviously it isn't. Don't eat it. Hopefully that will go without saying. It's just, I think the results are different. I mean, it feels different. I'm dying to see what the Zuri look like with this because it's just. I just don't know how to describe it. It's really interesting stuff, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And I've still got plenty spare there. Don't overfill. Right. Now, you can see there are 1 or 2 areas where it will self-level to an extent, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of a helping hand. This is a silicone spatula. It's a makeup spatula, but I don't use it for
with that, it gives it a helping hand to push the bits in where you've missed, but I suppose it'll help not get air bubbles as well.
Exactly. So very important where you've got those twiddly bits, as I call them. Yeah. Now, don't worry about getting it on the top of your mould. This is why a spatula is quite good, actually, because if you scrape over the top, you would just want to try and remove any excess as much as possible.
Right.
You know, you just want to make sure that it's not too thick on the top there, but you will find as you demould that any areas that aren't sitting deep within the mould are likely just to break away.
Right.
Now, there are delicate areas on her feet, on her hands, a little bit on her dress, not too bad. I am going to pick this up again and drop it up and down a few times. Now, this is what I love about Zuri moulds as well. They're so heavy, they're so thick. It's such a good silicone that you can do this. If you've got a very sort of supple and floppy mould, it's not so easy.
Yeah, that's keeping it shaped completely. If it was, I know with like some of my Stampera moulds, because it's not even at the bottom. If you try and do that, like if you put resin or something in it, it's like, whoa. Yeah. So you do have to come up with a different way with that one.
You do. And just keep an eye on it. Just keep, you know, just for a few minutes, it will start to thicken quite quickly. Just in case you see it, I can see 1 or 2 more air bubbles coming up now. There's quite a few in the middle there. So whilever you've got that movement in the liquid, you can just give it another little tap. Just keep an eye on it.
With regular resin, how you give it a blast with your heat gun, would you not with this one?
Not with this one, no.
Right,
no.
Okay.
I haven't tried it, but Scott didn't do it, so I'm going to do exactly what Scott did and just allow it. Yeah. Now you can see a slight difference in colour. Maybe it's just because, well, I did mix them separately, didn't I? Do you know, I've still got too much here. I don't want to waste it. Never ever waste it. I need to find for the next show, I do have my own, I've probably got one in the car somewhere, a silicone mat. Because if you've got any excess, pour it onto the mat, because then you can break it up and create those little chippings for all those wonderful effects. Do you know, tomorrow, it will be tomorrow when I've got all the spare bits, I think we'll cast a mould with those chippings in it and see what effect we get. Yeah. Yeah,
because I must admit, when I saw the finished samples, it was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It really is.
And it did look, I had no idea how they'd done it.
Yeah, it's very easy to do, actually. So I'm trying to squeeze a little bit more into this mould, just so I'm not wasting it, because I know it is thickening up now. The consistency, I said I'd try and explain, I'd try and describe it. I suppose it's like a double cream.
Yeah,
before it's,
that's
you know,
what it looks
you're not whipping
like.
it.
When you're pouring it, it has got that, that real, I don't know, just that thickness. It does look beautiful.
It does, doesn't it?
And it's the colours. I just do not know how to describe it. It almost reminds me of soapstone. I don't actually know what soapstone is, but it feels like soap.
We had a soapstone chess set, and it feels just like that.
It's
very smooth.
It's one of them products that I know, but I don't know what it is, but my brain knows it exists, and I know it feels like that.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Soapstone is exactly what I think it feels like. So you're right with that.
Gosh,
okay, so I'm not going to be able to reuse. Do you know, we've got other moulds on the show, and a lot of you have already bought them, but something like the Little Bit of Everything or machines, where you've got lots of elements within one mould. Yeah. That is brilliant for using your spare bits.
Yes.
Just cast everything you possibly can, because then you've got them ready to go for another time.
And that's it, they're just not wasted.
No.
And or do what you're doing now and fill moulds and then layer up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that looks amazing. And it doesn't matter, I mean, if you're painting it anyway, that wouldn't matter, would it?
It wouldn't matter. And so the fire dancer, whether we'll get to demould her this hour, I don't know, because as I say, she's a little bit more fragile. Hopefully one that I poured right at the top of the hour, we will be able to demould. I'll see if I'm brave enough, but I'd rather not break her. Yeah. So we might leave it till 8 o'clock.
Amazing.
We'll see how we get on.
Oh, it's very exciting.
It is, isn't it? I'm going to run out of moulds soon, because I'm so excited about this. Do you know, it has been a long wait for these, because I knew they were coming a while ago, and I thought they were arriving a little bit sooner than they did, but you know what things are like out there.
I know what things are like.
It's all getting stuck everywhere. Forever. So we had to wait a little bit longer than we expected, but oh my goodness, it's worth the wait.
Come. Yeah, they are absolutely worth the wait. Oh my, isn't it one of those? It's one of those. Right, Saz. It's one of those that you just want to play with, you know, and you want to mix it up with other moulds. It's like, oh my gosh, these are going to so well with the perfume bottles, with the cogs that we've got. You know, there's so many moulds and so many different images that these will work with. So they are your 3 brand new moulds. First of all, we've got the Fire Dancer. I think she's marvellous. And let's face it, how much has dancing been rather in, you know, in our sites currently? Whether she's doing a whether you can't sing much of it or else, or you know, if she is, I mean, let's face it, I watch so many of the videos online now, it's ridiculous. And there are so many dancing videos that I am absolutely addicted to. I mean, that is beautiful. It's the pose, it's the hands, it's the movement, the dress, the flow of the dress, the detail as ever. But it's the ability to change it. So obviously, as Kathryn said, you can remove the dress if you want more of a silhouette. I mean, as a silhouette, silhouette, that would work beautifully. You can add the wings. If you look at some of the other incredible things that we've got on the show, you know, we've got the frames, the wonderful sentiments are in, the poems are in. She would look beautiful sat in one of the frames. It mix and match with so many of the other goodies. Now, that's your fire dancer. We've also got, of course, the incredible carriage. Now, that is just princess, isn't it, quite frankly? It is beautiful. The detail is just exquisite. And obviously, something like that, I mean, just that on a plaque for a little girl's room is just going to look amazing. It's beautiful. Oh, yeah. That'd be so pretty, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, just absolutely exquisite. And it's one of them as well, because we've got some beautiful horses, haven't we? You know, you could have that in the background with the horse in the front of it.
The
Do you
gates.
know what I mean?
What about the ornate gates? That would go very well with it as well. The gates could be in the background, or you could open the gates and look through to see the carriage.
Yeah, that would go.
The enchanted castle, don't forget
Oh my
that
gosh,
as well.
that would be amazing. The gates, the castle and the carriage.
This is what happens, you see. You start purchasing Zuri and you think, oh, they're not going to get any better than this. And then more come out, and then you go right back to the beginning and think, what did I buy to start with? Because you get so excited about the new ones. It's like, I just want to make with this. But then you realise there is that connection and how everything works so beautifully together.
I love that. Because that's what you want. You want to dig out all the old stuff and then the butterfly wings. Now, what I really love about this is that they aren't connected, that you've got two separate wings. That allows you to do so much with these. It does allow you, obviously, to, again, work with other products, with other things. And the detail in those wings, I mean, this is the way you paint them will absolutely change it. You know, that looks mechanical because it's been painted with that beautiful rusty patina look. Same with this one. But obviously, you could make them super pretty. You could work with your fire dancer with these. And, of course, dig out your old stuff and have a little look what you've already got. I mean, with the perfume bottles, these work. Now, £11 saving on this one-day special. The one-day special is flying. 739162 is your item number. If you want to get hold of this, do not miss out on this, because this is an incredible one-day special. I know I keep mentioning the perfume bottles, so I'm going to show you the perfume bottles, because we've got a massive saving on these, and because you can see in the centre there, that is that. Now, Freedom members, for that mould with 3 perfume bottles, £18 and £19, that's a bargain. If you do, are these direct, or do we have to wait for direct dispatch? So got them in the warehouse, and they do look really cool. Obviously, they don't look beautiful as perfume bottles, but yeah, I think mix these up and they're going to look sensational. If you do want to add those to your flexi basket, again, really good price, 457089. Right, Kathryn, are we all right to go back to you?
Yes, we are, but also with the perfume bottles, you've got 2 Christmas baubles there. You
look
at the atomizer.
Oh,
and the top of the
that's
lush.
lush.
You can chop down and make little bowls and vases as well. So, think past perfume bottles as well.
And I mean, with that one, that in its own right is just exquisite. And that, I mean, that one just as a little bottle would look phenomenal.
It makes a wonderful column to sit somebody on.
Yeah.
We had the Angel Blues a while back. I really hope we get that back because it sold out so quickly. She would look amazing sat on top of that column.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the mermaid or something like that, if you've got that one, would also work.
Yeah, they're absolutely lovely. I love that detail. Check your baskets out. It's super busy, is that one. Right then, Kathryn, back to you.
So the metal cast, which sold out this morning on Elichem. I was talking to Kim, who was one of our producers, and she said that a lot of emails came in from the show this morning saying that people were buying ahead, ready for Zuri.
That doesn't surprise
Honestly,
me.
when I watched it this morning, I thought it really is a game changer, this. So it's another 2-part component. So you've got your metal cast powder. If I just bring that under the overhead so you can see, or I can tip it, there we are, see it. So it looks like a pale grey. It isn't just a tint, it's not just a coloured powder, that is, you know, it is metal.
Yeah.
Ground metal. Now you also get your fluid again here. Now I was just double checking on the bottle before I mixed this, because I thought, yes, this is a different ratio So it is, so I'll just triple check just before I do it because I think it's 3.5. So 3 mixer ratio 3 to 1, so it's a 3 to 1. Now with this one, it's a little bit different to the HydroFlow because you don't have to fill a mould with it. You can just coat it and then allow, you know, to fill the back with your HydroFlow.
So you're getting more use out of your metal cast.
Yes, and also you can paint it onto things as well, so you can mix it and just paint on top of things, so it doesn't have to go in a mould. It's not made just to go in a mould. So 3 parts liquid to, what did I say, 3 parts powder to 1 part liquid. So let's have a little go at this. We'll mix some up. Of course, I've got a pot that hasn't got marks on it. I'm going to have to guess this one. Now it does
living on the edge.
It does say, Leonie, on the pot actually that if you want to mix at a different consistency, you can do. If you know, it's however you want the viscosity.
Right. Okay.
So that is how thick it's going to be.
Okay.
So if you want it very, very runny, obviously put less powder in. If you want it really thick, so you can paint it on, and you want it to be setting, you can do that as well.
Okay.
Now the thing about this is, it does take a little bit of time to cure before you put your HydroFlow in or your other resin on top. So don't think that you're going to put this straight into the mould and then you're going to go back in straight away with the HydroFlow. You do need it to cure a little bit. I think it's about half an hour.
Yeah.
So it's not too long. So we're going to do this now, and then at 8 o'clock tonight we can probably put another layer on. And
Kathryn, so that one, has that one been part and part?
It has. So Scott left me that, and the pink is the HydroFlow with a tint in it.
Yeah.
And where you can see the grey, you've got the metal cast. Now, can you see the sheen on there?
Yeah.
So when you use this, when you demould or when you paint it on, it will give you almost a matte finish.
Like that.
All you need to do is polish it up with sandpaper, a low grit sandpaper or wire wool, and it will bring out that gleam. And because you can do that, this is what made me think, you know, I reckon there's other techniques we could do here. So I will be experimenting a little bit.
Yeah, that's ace.
So I'm going to put a little bit more powder in so it's
or if
dry.
a wire brush would be too harsh
I think a wire brush would be too hard.
Right.
I think, yeah, you want something a little bit more gentle. So your lighter
straight
grit
with wire brush.
and your soft wire wool.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be going in with your wire brush, Leonie.
Scott did say this morning that you can use those kitchen scourers.
Oh, all right.
It says it prefers proper wire wool, but you can use it. So if you've got one under the sink and you're impatient, then give it a go.
Which we all are.
We are. Right, so I've not made that too thick. I want it quite runny. I want it quite gloopy. I think what we'll do with the Princess Carriage, you see I'm going to run out of moulds, aren't I?
Yeah, you will have to use One Day Special.
Yeah, well, I am just going to paint some of this in. Now, I've got a couple of different ideas. I think what we'll do with this one is, do you know, I'm going to pour a bit of this in because I'm going to allow it to settle. It's quite runny. I've not mixed it too thick. I did guess at the powder, so hopefully it'll be all right. I am going to use the brush just to help it along a little bit, but I want to get a nice coating on the base of the mould.
Okay.
Okay, but I definitely want to save some for something else, so I'm trying not to use it all. There we go. So I'll use the brush again just to apply that.
Because it's water-based, I presume you'll be able to clean your brushes.
You can clean your brushes out, yeah, you can. So yeah, hot soapy water and you're good to go. So yeah, that is another plus. Now again, I'm not worrying about getting it on top of the mould.
Yeah,
But I do want a decent thickness here. I mean, I've probably put more than I needed in there after all, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to top it up later. But you know, why waste it? If you don't need it, why waste it?
And you're really working it in, making sure you're right in all the nooks and the crannies.
Yeah, although it will kind of self-level as well. And once again, if I pick that up and drop it, you can see probably that it starts to sort of find its level. You can see the area where it's thicker as well, but you know, if you've got a nice level desk and you give it a helping hand and you allow that viscosity not to be too thick, then you should be all right. This is going to start thickening up. I can tell already because when I'm using the brush I can see how it's changing. It's putting a little bit of a texture to it. But what I wanted to do, I'm just going to set that one to one side because that can't be topped up with anything else this hour. So that we'll put that there and bring it in Sagittarius. And something I wanted to try, and I don't know if it's going to work until tomorrow, I'm really going to be quite frugal with it. I want to sort of work it into the mould, but not fill it, so that if I go over the top with another colour, I don't need to sand back, I don't need to, you know, I'm going to get that difference in colour. I'm going to get the metal effect, and I'm also going to see colour through it as well. I honestly don't know if it will work. We'll see. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful with this. This is Sagittarius. Leo, hopefully we'll get to demould at the end of the hour. It looks like it's curing quite well.
That Leo mould is super busy. If you do want Leo, 60% of the stock has gone with this one, and it is beautiful. That lighting is just stunning. And of course, remember, you have got the poem and that beautiful frame, $23.99, absolutely brand new today. If you do want to get hold of that one, 177851. Sagittarius is the one that Kathryn's using currently, and I will show you a little finished sample of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, and of course you do get the poem again. Only £23.99 if you do want to get hold of that one. Really good size moulds as well. 273129 is your item number for Sagittarius. Check the website out for all the other fantastic moulds that we've got in stock for you from Zuri. We have got such a beautiful collection, and send your photos in. I want to see what you've been creating. Zuri have got a massive following. You must have created something amazing with yours by now. If you've got a pile of moulds that you haven't used yet, I want to see the pile. And I want you to go, oh, this is the pile of moulds. But hopefully you've actually got some gorgeous finish. I'd love to see what you've done, because seriously, every show we have with Zuri is so busy. There must be so many people out there. So go on, show us if you've taken photos. It is studio@thecraftstore.com. Right, back to you.
Okay, so I've just used the brush, and I've almost dry brushed. Now, I would say go very, very lightly with this, because you don't want to waste it. Because what I'm doing now, I'm just going around the frame, just to lift a little bit back off before it cures too much. Just so when I put another colour over the top, you know, it's not going to have that solid grey effect, that metal effect there. I'm hoping it's going to, you know, show through the colour. So I'm going to leave that as it is. And again, at 8 o'clock, we will probably put a top coat on that, because we need to leave it a little while. Do you know, and I've still got loads spare, so I can't waste it, can I?
No,
you can't waste it. So I'm going to go into Leo as well.
Have you brought loads of moulds in order to use?
I've got tons of moulds in a in a trailer, so to speak, down there. It's almost as big as a trailer, my trolley. But you know,
I think me and you, neither of us travel very light, do we, Kathryn?
Oh, if you could have seen my car today.
I bet it was hilarious.
Oh dear, it wasn't just Zuri I had to bring other things as well. It was like, oh my word.
Is it just like a moving workshop?
It's quite embarrassing, really.
What was that? Oh, the poem on the Leo. Can we have a read? Oh, it's inside the box in this one that's been made. Let's have a little look.
Manage your, have you got your contacts in, Leonie?
You hero, so it is. Now, am I going to be able to read that? No, I can't see it. My contact lenses are no good. I can't read it because I've got my contact lenses in. So when it's too close, I can't read it. If it's too close, I'm doomed. Hello, darling. Show the camera if you want. No, I mean, I can't do that. I can't do that. Yeah. It's a bit trickier.
You can't read it from the mould either, because it's back to front.
Yeah, exactly. I could. Have you got any air dry? No, even air dry, I wouldn't be able to pull out, would I?
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll make sure.
Does it not say it on the packaging? Oh, we got it from the thingy. Right. What does it say? What? Though I'm a tender, loving soul, I'm ready to snap like a cherry bomb. Leading the way is my ultimate goal, and I carry my task with great aplomb. I'm a lover of. We're probably not making the most out of this. Is it not on the packaging? Is it not on the packaging? and go and rummaging. We're probably not making it sound very romantic.
When we've done a cast, we'll get some wax or some paint and we'll highlight it, then we might be able to read it properly.
Oh, it's not on the packaging now.
Right, I was just... I was just desperate not to waste any of that metal cast. I could have mixed a third of what I actually mixed there. Do you know what? It doesn't really matter about cleaning off the mould, but I'm just going to wipe the top of that a little bit while it's still wet. And that is another one. So we've got varying different amounts in the different moulds of the metal cast, just so we can see the different results. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm down to my final mould for this hour, which is another butterfly wing.
Oh no, what are we gonna do?
I think we're gonna do air dry. Should we do air dry,
we've
Claire?
better add air dry,
do you know, as great as the oh, well, can I just show this? Look, you know, I'd left this. I hate waste, but look, can you see how this is now?
Oh my gosh, that's solid.
So if this was a silicone pot,
oh yeah, you'd
I'd be able to get that out.
But it don't matter because you'll be able to use all them
bits. It's going to be solid in the
bits.
bottom. I'm going to need to break that up.
Yeah. But all the bits you'll be able to put into a different.
You could mix it in with a gel medium as well and use it as sort of a textured.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Textured whatever.
Textured
look
whatever.
Amazing.
Now, for the sake of getting boring, there's a technique that I do, and I get asked to do it a lot actually, and that is the blends with the clay. And I thought it'd be nice to do that with the butterfly. But normally I do 3 or 4 different colours. I think I'm just going to go with 2. I think we're going to do black and white.
Let's do black and white.
Let's do black and white.
That's a lovely idea. We've got air dry, of course, on the show as well for you. If you would like to get hold of this, we have got a pick and mix with the colours. You're getting 3 of those for £13.99. Let's see the colours, so we know what we're pick and mixing. So you have got that beautiful magenta there. You've got yellow. We've also got the blue. We've then got the black, and then we have got the red for you, and we've got a green. That's 516165 13.99. Now they're the smaller blocks, but then we've got the white. Now this is a twin, 400 grams in total, so nice big blocks of white, which is obviously the main one that you want. 17.99. 040721 is your item number for your air dry clay. Okay.
I've just realised I've put metal cast in the mould with the one I want to demould. Hopefully it won't matter, but who knows. Anyway, back to the clay. Just in case you've never seen it before, I've just opened a brand new pack. So straight from the pack, I always like to show you how fibrous it looks. You can see it looks almost fluffy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And if I break it apart, it comes apart quite easily. You know, you can see it's just kind of breaking.
Yeah.
Don't use it like that straight into the mould. You need to condition it. So to condition it, very, very easy. Just treat it like you would a bread dough or something like that. You know, just squash it and knead it and stretch it. And very, very soon you'll see it becomes much more stretchy. You can see how that is now going more like chewing gum. It doesn't feel like chewing gum, it feels more like marshmallow. My hands aren't clean because I've got other things on them, but the clay itself doesn't leave a residue. It's lovely to work with. Super lightweight. It is a professional grade clay as well, so you know you've got a really good product here. Safe for children, obviously really small children, adult supervision. You don't want them eating it or anything like that, but it is non-toxic. So when you've worked it, when you've manipulated it, you've conditioned it, as I like to call it, it will become more sticky.
Yeah.
And for me, if I was to put that into a mould now, it would be too sticky.
Yeah.
So what I tend to do, I always like to go through this, I roll out to let the air get to the surface. Now, I can't give you a set time because it will depend on the temperature in the room, it will depend on if you've got aircon, you know, where you're working, the humidity and all those different things. But
and
generally,
temperature outside.
Generally I give it 5 to 10 minutes on one side and then flip it over, give it another 5 minutes on the other side, and then it's good to go because it's already conditioned. When I'm doing the blend, it actually works quite well if it's not too dry. So I'm going to do the blend now. So we're just going to go with the black and white. So I've got some of the white.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to use some of the black, because I don't need all that actually. Let's not waste it. We'll go with the white, and I make kind of a pear shape. You've seen me do this before, haven't you?
I think so.
And then you used to work with polymer clay, didn't you? You know what the Skinner blend is, don't you? It's very similar to that, but you don't put it through the pasta machine. So I kind of top to tail.
I used to love doing that. It just looks so good.
I know, it never, ever gets boring, does it?
No.
Takes a little bit of time to work, but the fact that we've only got 2 colours, hopefully it won't be too bad. Now, I made those shapes simply because I don't want a dead straight line, because when you fold over, which I'm going to do a lot of times, you don't want the lines folding in the same place. So you can see how the white is crossing the black, some of the black will cross the white, and it is just a case of continuing to roll out.
It's nice not having to put it through pasta machine, actually.
I think with your air dry,
it's that soft. It is nice and easy to work with, isn't it?
It is. Now, I'm saying you don't put the air dry through a pasta machine. You can if you've got wax paper and it's sandwiched between, but if you try putting it through without, all it will do is tangle around your rollers. It'll make a real mess.
Yeah.
I do prefer actually to roll by hand when it comes to air dry clay. So you can see what's happening. The more I fold and the more I roll, the more the 2 colours are mixing together. So
what I love, Kathryn, on that glass mat, it is not sticking to that glass mat. It's coming off really nicely.
It is actually.
And you're putting some welly onto that roll.
Yeah, I am. Do watch out. It's not the, there is residue on here, but it's not too bad. But if you've got any water or any glue residue on your glass mat, it will stick then.
Yeah.
Water just makes it go really sticky, so be very careful.
Just be careful.
Now, if your clay gets a little bit dry, you can revive it with water.
Yeah.
If it goes completely dry, then you know you're not going to bring it back. So you just keep mixing this, and we're going to get an ombre effect running through. I don't know if you want to do a few numbers while I just keep going, because it will get a bit boring if you're just watching me. I'm not going to switch it out. I promise you'll see this bit again.
It's real. There isn't another one, so it's like boom. Okay, your 1 day special. Super, super, super busy. Honestly, something like this, you've got so many ways that you can use it. The moulds are gorgeous. There's such a good price. Honestly, these are such silly prices. You're getting all 3 moulds, your beautiful fire dancer, that incredible carriage, and then, of course, the wonderful butterfly wings. What are you going to use with these? I mean, let's face it, with the Zuri moulds, because, as Kathryn was saying, because of the moulds that have come before, like the beautiful fairy castle, like the beautiful gates, you know, the different sort of cogs, etc. There's so many different things that these are going to mix with. The wings, I mean, the fairy wings, you will use those a lot. And the fact that they are separate, I adore that. And obviously you can cut into these. You know, you change it. You can mould them so you've got dimension depending on what you use them with. And that's the lovely thing we're working with moulds. Yeah, you're getting your 3D element, but oh my gosh, the amount of things you can do with these. And what have you got at home that you're going to use with these? It might be a air dry clay. It might be a polymer clay. It might be a wax. It might be, because these are silicone moulds, they can take a hot pour in these. You might be with something like this. Obviously, we've got all our different resins, but then it's the techniques with the resins that you can do. I mean, there's so much open to you in ways that, in the actual experimentation with these. Now, you're saving £11. 2 payments, £34.99. Whether you're upcycling, whether you're making things to go outside, you know, whether you're making things for the home, whether you are, I mean, because of air dry clay, the lightweight nature of that, they might be used on cards to give you that beautiful 3D element. You've still got your paper crafting as well. Art journaling. These will be gorgeous on the front of your art journaling. Also, I mean, jewellery making. The beautiful wings would look amazing. You know, you can make some huge pieces. I mean, that would look amazing as hair slides. You know, there's so much you can do with these. Please, though, do not miss out on these prices. 2 payments, $34.99. I do like as well, have you ever tried the paper pulp that you can put in moulds? That always looks nice. And these take the cement as well, don't they?
They do. Plaster of Paris.
Yeah.
Don't forget the food grade as well. So your fondants, your marzipan, your fudges, your chocolates, your toffees, your boiled sweets.
So many different uses, honestly. Please check your baskets out. This is busy. Sorry, it'll be doom. 739162 is your item number. Don't forget the other moulds that we've got on the show. The perfume bottles are super busy because that price is ridiculous. We've got them in stock as well. Be a Freedom member because that is a way to shop, especially if you're looking at details of those. Obviously, you can see it all on the website. And with these, the carriage and the fire dancer, if you wanted those on their own, you could get that. So you have got options. The only way you can get your butterfly, however, is that one-day special. Those of all the reviews, I mean, some amazing reviews. Thank you ever so much for taking the time to leave those reviews. And again, if you want to leave reviews, if you want to share photographs, if you want to email, and if you're a Zuri fan, we would love to hear from you. studio@thecraftstore.com. Right then, let's have a see. Okay. Look at that blend. It looks so good.
You said it wasn't sticking to the glass mat.
As soon as I said it.
The more I was rolling, the stickier it was getting. That's because it's fresh.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of water in there. Yeah. So I didn't overdo it. I would normally blend it a little bit more, but it's enough to see the effect. Now,
it's so cool.
You decide which side you like best. My favourite side is this one. I just think the blend's a little bit nicer in the centre there. So that's the side I'm going to use. And what I normally do is make sure that it fits the mould. Have I got a pair of scissors? I have. Now I've got two wings, so I'm actually going to... What I'm thinking is if I cut this in half, I might have to stretch it a little bit. Do one wing going one way and one the other to see how, you know, they look different.
Yeah.
Now, obviously with air dry clay, we normally dust the mould. I haven't got my corn flour again. Do you know, I come to the shows and then I think, oh, next time I must remember to put that in the box.
I love what you're using. I mean, other fairy dusts are available, but that is hilarious.
It smells lovely, and it's got a lovely sparkle to it. So it's quite nice.
Superb. It might be from a product that's really lush.
Yeah. It smells divine.
It smells amazing every time you walk past the shop.
Now, I'm hoping the clay is not too wet because where I've got these delicate areas of the butterfly, that's going to be the sticking point, but let's give it a go. Normally, I would make sure that, actually, it's not bad that's going to work because I've got white at the top so I can stretch that there.
Beautiful.
I'm making sure that I've got some of the blend running through here. So where it's overlapping the mould, I'll just take the excess off because I don't need that.
I love how paper thin it is as well.
Yeah.
I mean, air dry clay is such an incredible product.
Oh, it really is.
Because, I mean, that you would not think you'd be using something that thin to go in a mould.
You wouldn't, would you?
No.
But when you're doing a blend like this, all you need to make sure is that you've covered the base of the mould. You can top it. Obviously, you need to top up on the top, but as it is at the moment, you know, I only need that paper thin clay.
That's so cool.
I will demould this one before I fill the other one up.
The other thing is, I mean, this is the thing with the moulds, isn't it? You know, when you think about all the things you can do with these, because that size isn't too big for card making.
No.
And that, especially with your paper clay, that will be perfect for your cards.
Paper clay is so lightweight, it really, really is. And so, yes, it is absolutely perfect for your card making. It's not going to add that extra weight. And it's so strong once you get to once it's fully dried as well. Don't be tempted to heat dry it with your heat guns because you'll make it brittle. Yeah. So just be nice and patient. Yeah. How long does it take to fully dry? I normally say at least leave it overnight. If you work it one evening, leave it overnight. Put it on some kitchen towels so it leaches out the moisture from underneath. Now, I've got the other one to do, but I think, because we want to try and demould some of the hydroflow as well, I'm going to put this one in and demould this one in a second, and I'll do the other one after the show's finished so you can see it at 8 o'clock. Cool. And I'll just turn the wing the other way up. So hopefully we'll get this out. Normally I tidy up a little bit more, but I am conscious of time, so I'm just going to... It's mad how quick it goes in this building, isn't it? I know, it's crazy. Okay, so let's just give that a little bit of a flex. Oh, we're going to be good to go with this one, I think. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? God. Now, obviously... That's so cool. We're going to bring out more detail with paints or something afterwards, but the detail on that is absolutely incredible. And if you did want to shape it in any way, of course, while the clay is wet, you want to curl the wing a little bit, then you do that now. So it's going to hold its shape. Honestly, that is phenomenal. The detail on that wing, and that is just your air dry clay. Do you know, I don't know whether to do the other one the other way up, because then it won't look the same, will it, if I use it in a project? So I might have to do it the same way and get them to match, but I'll decide that in a second.
I think that is absolutely amazing. Oh, let's fingers crossed.
Oh, right, okay.
Will it do it?
Now, this is the one I poured right at the top of the hour. I've put some of the metal cast in there. You can actually see it drying.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see where, now, I'm trying not to get any sort of flakes of, I'm going to have to be very careful. I never thought about this, did I? Now, as I flex there, you can actually see that is coming away from the mould quite nicely.
Already, that's mad.
I'm being careful because of this. I don't want to sort of crack it. Normally, I would be able to sort of flex it a little bit more.
And that's the thing. I mean, the moulds are a nice, sturdy mould, but they're flexible enough.
Yeah.
They are just the right flexibility. Oh my gosh, Kathryn! Wow.
Oh, let me. I haven't got one to turn upside down, have I? I need. Can I borrow?
What do you need? What do you need?
I need to borrow a mould just to put it on, so I've got a dark background. There we are. Now, obviously,
that is
do you know?
ridiculous.
And I was slightly worried that there might be some air bubbles in there because I wasn't able to tap this one. In fact, none of them I was able to tap very well because obviously we can't have the noise on the.
That's so good.
Oh, that's amazing.
That hydroflow is another. That's just beautiful.
Do you know, I want to put a ring on it and make it into a door knocker.
Yeah, don't you just? That would make the most incredible
I don't know whether
door.
to try another one. What time is it?
That butterfly. Do you reckon 2 minutes? Because it does look dry.
I'm scared. I'm a little bit scared. Now, can you see where there are bubbles in here? Because I poured it right before. I didn't tap this one at all.
Well, if one wing breaks, at least you know to leave the other wing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, wow. I reckon it's going to go
looking.
Oh my gosh, look
now,
at
there's
that.
a little bit of tidying up to do where it's gone over the top of the mould.
Good grief.
But because I wiped it almost clear, you can just break that
is
away.
Less than, that's obviously less than an hour. That's beautiful. The detail on that is just exquisite, isn't it?
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I might as well take the other side
as a
out
jewellery
then.
piece, wouldn't that look amazing?
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah.
So just flex around the edge of the mould, and if you see it's coming away cleanly, then just carry on. If you see any bits that you think, oh, I don't know, it's not lifting very well, then give it a little bit longer. But yes, that has worked beautifully.
That's absolutely stunning. And when that's dry, you can do all sorts. You know, if you want to sand it around the edges or anything, that is absolutely beautiful. Do you want the big moulds? Put them both together?
Oh, yes, please. If you are going to sand, don't do it as soon as you've demoulded. Do let it cure longer. Give it 24 hours if you're going to sand it.
Look at that.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Absolutely beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, the little dancer. Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, I wasn't going to demould. No, I'm saving her for 8 o'clock just in case. Just in case we haven't got time.
And I don't.
We've got one to demould.
If you pick them up, because would it? Should I? Would I? Could I? Like this behind her. Oh, yeah, they would look behind her. And you could even just do, like, can I pinch that one? Because, look, you could even just do, like, 2 right-hand ones. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, you could, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they work, don't they? Yeah. Oh, Kathryn, thank you so much. I'm just holding on to them. Please check your baskets out. Do not miss out on this. Kathryn, you're back at 8 o'clock?
I am.
Don't miss it.